TFT play it, but if they were to pick it last, that would have been a free win for Alliance. So Alliance, they just want to sort of challenge themselves a bit. They want to make sure that the final tribe doesn't draft themselves into an auto loss.
Wait, Dazzle is still
So
in the
kudos
pool.
to
No, Dazzle
Alliance.
was first banned on the side of Final Tribe.
All right.
So there's
That makes a lot of
no
sense.
real saving supports left in the pool with Oracle being banned. Undying is still there for... I don't know. Is there any supports that you can really consider saving supports?
Dire team pick.
It's another great hero against
Shadow
the damage
Demon
reduction.
is a saving support.
It is not good in a game like this, though. They have
Shadow
so much
Demon
For
power.
Alliance?
For Alliance.
They have too much illusion clear.
Okay.
I think you need... You know what's sick here? Is a Timber Saw.
That's not really...
How,
Yeah, wait,
how
wait,
they're gonna fit all these heroes?
I don't know.
I think they need a position 5/4.
But
hero,
I don't know
depending
what
what
is
the
Dazzle in
Grimstroke
the
wants to
pool?
play. No,
Dazzle's
he's
out.
gone.
Oracle out.
When was Dazzle banned? Second phase?
Dazzle's first ban by Final
Oh,
Tribe.
yeah. That was a good move by Final Tribe. I like their bans. They got rid of Lich as well. It's just a...
I mean,
I
wait,
feel
wait,
like
Bane's still there. Do you not like Bane? Are you saying you don't like Bane?
Not in this game.
Oh, there's the Timbersaw. Who said that? Who said that? All right.
Good prediction, Kyle.
Great prediction.
I'm not
Kyle.
taking anything away from you.
We'll give you that one.
I want my cash back.
So this is this is dope. What? Because you got 4 strength heroes on the side of the
Yeah.
final tribe. There's no real magical burst damage.
Yeah, and you just put the
That's
Centaur
gonna
on
threaten
support.
him.
Mhm.
And
Give some bog champs in chat
Boxy
for
Timber
Kyle.
is pretty fire.
Yeah. Well, they're still debating if it's going to be...
Well, I mean, Boxy has to,
Timber
but no
or-
way Tiger plays it. Like you can't play support
You
Timbersaw.
could.
You could.
No,
Tiger
you
could.
cannot.
Tiger can do everything.
Support
You-
Timbersaw.
you can do
That is
anything.
not a thing. Yeah,
Owen-
no, of course it's not. Boxy's playing Timber. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't mind
I'll give you the
it.
tip, but support Timbersaw. That is not happening.
We were just
Yeah.
but look,
But it's not.
It's
Boxy
a great
Timber.
timber game
Yeah.
because you don't. There is a spirit vessel that'll probably be picked up on Era or Hanskin. Probably Hanskin because he's the 4 position. That is something troublesome for you, but you should have a good lane against any of these TFT heroes. It's just gonna be very important that they activate Boxy. Ideally, you want to either pull creep waves or harass supports away from the lane so that you can get level 3 ASAP, and then Timber can just sit there, no problem. He does not die to any of these heroes.
If this Timbersaw gets a lot of farm, the final tribe needs to play on a different side of the map where Timbersaw is. Just completely ignore him. It feels like a good Timber game. The question I have is Soulbind plus Luna ulti. How does that work?
No,
it doesn't work. What do you mean? It's
only
targeted
single
spells.
targeted spells.
If you target one hero,
But at
that's
least you get 2 Lucent Beams.
exactly.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get
You
double
Target
Lucent
the
Beam.
spell on a hero.
So
that's
they get
affected by
a
Soulbind.
Dragon Tail, they get the Lucent Beam, they get the Double Edge.
Yes.
Other than that, there
No,
are no targetable
I was wondering
spells,
because
right?
it's kind of spell. It's kind of Lucent Beam. The level you have of a Lucent Beam, so maybe it counts as a targeted spell.
Nah.
No, it makes more sense.
Nah.
All right. For people that tuned in after the draft was complete, we are in the first game. Final Tribe versus Alliance, the Swedish showdown of which one of these 2 teams will make it to the major. It is the lower bracket decider match for the European qualifiers of the major presented by Starladder and Imba TV. JJ is on the camera, and on the microphone we got Kyle, we got Lacoste, we got ODPixel, and myself, Sheever. Let's go and see who will take this first game. Overall, I think from the games we've seen over the last couple of days, I would say Alliance is a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
We didn't see any of
We
TFT
haven't seen
games.
We haven't
no,
seen
we've not
TFT,
casted any
true.
TFT. And I think in the past, because the teams know each other well, I would say in this matchup, I would favour TFT as a team. For sort of similar reasons why I favoured Alliance in other matchups yesterday. You know, TFT, they've been this robust lineup for a long time. I think they did have one player change sort of along the road, but other than that, they haven't changed the core of their roster for like a year or so. It's been a long time. TFT has been TFT for the most part, and I think that does pay off a lot, especially when you're sort of playing in this sort of qualify level. It's why we saw TFT last season qualified for a decent amount of lands. Like they were crushing EU qualifiers, always taking sort of that second slot at least to get themselves to a fair few lands. But the lineup this game, they do have this PA that, as we know, has been kind of an auto win here. It's like 72% win rate across the qualifiers. I do like Alliance's approach though and play with the Luna and strength heroes around it. I think that is going to allow them to have a lot of beef. They do have good control for the PA. This PA is going to have to get BKB pretty fast in the build if she wants to just go ham and look to jump in on these heroes. And they've got good ways to keep the PA alive. They have the Sunray, they had the save from the Tusk, they've got the Kunkka with the boat. They do have a lot of ways to keep the PA pretty safe. But most, like all of their damage output at a point is going to be the PA.
I like what Alliance did with their draft. They picked 3 of their cores who are pretty beefy and have high armor, so kind of counterpick to a TA. This is what we see way more often now. I think OG was the one who started it first. Try lane at the start, then rotate one of the heroes on the other lane.
Yep, it's something people used to do in the past before we moved into this dual lane only style, but I like it. Especially when you have heroes like Grimstroke and Centaur. They're so powerful together, and you don't want to let Luna 1v1 initial waves against an Underlord.
I mean, they know Taiga is here.
Yeah.
Does Grimstroke have Q? Not killing anything.
And I will say that the specific support duo of Alliance, I have not seen them use it, but in other regions, these two heroes work so well together. You just Inkswell on your Centaur, and he runs in and lands a stun into double edge. It's pretty ridiculous. And even at level 2, level 3, you're able to output 500 burst damage with multiple stuns. It's so sick. The slow as well from the paintbrush of Grimstroke afterwards. Like, it's just so much CC.
Yeah. No, I think Alliance... I think we are going to see the
look.
strength of it.
That was one combo. They're not even level 2 yet, and they already forced a self.
Yeah, Luna plus 2 strength 0 seems to be the way to go in lane. It's just such a beefy lane that you don't normally expect to find a Luna in, but when you sort of run it like this, it makes it very hard to actually get to the Luna and punish the fact that early on in the game the hero is quite squishy.
They're doing a good job. They got lane control, but they got to make sure they don't get double waved by the Underlord. Mid, the Kunkka's going to pick up a DD. That'll help a lot against Koifa. Pretty Kunkka favored matchup once you get to the later levels. And top, Timbersaw is A-OK by himself, as we expected.
I feel like Koika, when he plays a Dragonite, uses a lot of his mana early on, and instead of getting 2 points in Breathe Fire, he should get 2 points in Dragon Blood, since you only have mana for 1 spell left.
This is the double wave we're a little concerned about. But the thing is, to your point, you just don't take enough harass, I think, to warrant it. Otherwise, I would agree. But Kunkka just kind of never really threatens a kill or really heavy harass. Yeah, was he 1-2? Yeah. So this is where the Timber just no longer actually takes damage. And I'm surprised he didn't pick up a stick right away, just because he'd get so much free mana from the Daggers of Frost.
That's true. But I mean, I don't think Frost is going to be casting daggers.
It's level 1 dagger since they're sharing experience. We don't see Magic Wand being picked up at all, besides if you play against the Bristleback, the Bat Rider.
Is that just because we've all sort of the Wraith Bands, the Braces,
are way better now.
There's just better sort of little value items.
Or if you're facing a Tri-Link, then you should go with Genesis.
Yes. First Blood, Alliance.
There's not much you can do about that one, folks.
Yeah, we're going to bring the Phoenix in.
I don't know if that's the right move here. I'm pretty sure PA is going to get annihilated up top by himself. You cannot lane this, especially when he's at a full level disadvantage. The 2 Wraith Bands will help his last hitting, but still.
Just what I've been waiting for.
It's pretty pointless to harass Timbersaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not worth hitting him at all. Unless you're trying to get aggro creeps to pull back to the range.
At what point do we feel, because last hit-wise, it looks like Phantom Tribe is doing okay. At what point do we feel like Alliance's aggressive tri-lane is... sorry, never mind. They're lane swapping. They're already swapping it up, yeah.
That is so curious to me. I feel like the Timber, if he gets ahead, is unkillable. The Luna is obviously important, but I feel like you always have a game as Mickey. Also, Timber is very level dependent, whereas Luna really isn't. Obviously, you want max glaives,
they put way more pressure on the top lane with Luna and Grimstroke, and they can't really kill Timbersaw
he has level
on
2 though.
Anyway.
He has to be careful.
He's gonna be level 5, 3 points in reactive armor. What is Tusk Underlord gonna do? They can't really touch him.
So they've got the damage. I mean, Chessie, pretty beefy on that old Kunkka with the braces. Nice
Nice
little
torrent.
two-man torrent to shine on them as they are unable to lock him down long enough. They just do not have the damage. Top lane, Mickey. What's Mickey doing up here?
That we just talked about that.
Oh,
Just
sorry. I was
swap
just
lanes. They're also the reply comes from the final tribe to also swap their lanes. We already see the PA teleporting bottom in answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's gonna get. I mean, I like this in the sense that because they're forcing a swap back, Luna tri-lane, like, look, you can even see just the chasing power they're gonna have as advantage. But oh my, like that, you see what I'm talking about?
Oh, okay.
That is a 1,000 almost HP Underlord that just dies from full health because the crazy damage output of the support duo. And bottom now, you have Timber in the best value lane. You want him in the off lane to apply pressure, and a PA still under leveled. I don't know if you can really contest this guy.
Definitely not going to be an easy game, but on the bright side there, Kunkka is doing very well in the mid lane. Also 12 denies.
I'm still like how. Like, surely the cleave nerfs just really hurt Kunkka. Like, he really is not the hero that he once was.
The thing is, you still have an ability that gives you bonus damage on denies. No one else has that.
That's true. For the laning, and I mean, the boat run is always going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just effectively you get free denies if DK doesn't have Dragon Breath up.
But you're not that incredible sort of late game one-shot damage output at all, are you anymore, really?
Not really. But you're playing Kunkka differently. Now you're buying all the utility items. An early BKB, Armlet, Halberd. It's back to this new generation of having your mid-game hero pick up all those 2 to 3k gold items and play around your one position that can really get fat. And in this case, both teams have that, where you have the DK and the Kunkka for the cheap items, and then their hard carries that are going to try and soak up everything else.
Yeah, I've seen during this qualifiers, Kunkka's picking up AC as a third/fourth item because of the armor change.
I like that.
You don't want to go for just raw damage in Daedalus unless you're playing against some illusion hero.
Exactly.
Pretty static game. 2-1, 7 minutes in. Timber saw they can't really kill him on the bottom. I'm just wondering what the PA is going to buy this game. She's going to need an early BKB, and I feel like Dezo is a way to go because they need to lower the armor of the cores.
Did he buy a stick on Timber? Of course he did. And the 2 bracers, my man.
I mean, he's
value
unkillable now.
Yeah, and this is the thing about the Timber pick, where he's just got to make sure he pressures. What was the game we watched yesterday with the Timber Saw? Was that Liquid?
Liquid.
Yeah, Matumba Man just straight up pushed 5 towers by himself by 20 minutes. I want to see Boxy do something similar.
I'm going to see the torrent combo missed here by Chelsea. It doesn't look like it will matter though. They still have the snowball across.
Oh, he's very speedy.
They should have.
He's running away. They don't have the extra vision.
I mean,
He's got the stick
he's
charges.
making them spend their time.
Oh, dodges the torrent. Oh,
There
he's
we
stuck.
go.
Double edge.
Oh,
Good try, but worth it. That's an empty
lot
kill.
and a lot of space wasted.
Indeed. Bear in mind, look bottom lane. You still have a completely alone Timbersaw now. Frost has realized this is not where he wants to be.
No, he went mid. When the Kuka left mid, PA went mid instead.
But now where does Chessie go? He's jungling. This is not where he wants to be. This is the danger of being forced to sack a lane against one of these crazy strong 10th pick heroes like Timber.
We have a Miracle Techies on Beyond the Summer 2, and this is, of course, a Techies in a match that is not deciding people to go to the major, because both Liquid and Secret are going to the major. It is a seeding match, aka doesn't really mean
It doesn't matter.
The same thing that I told JJ before. We're going to see some techies today.
Yeah, this is the day that.
If you remember the Kuala Lumpur qualifiers, it were the same type of matches as the ones that, for example, had NiP not ban out a single hero in the matches that they had at that point. This fight, by the way, is going pretty decently for the final tribe. Was going pretty decently for the final tribe.
It works in that you force the Timber back up top and you have a relatively even trade. Both carries are suffering, which I think is a big plus for the squad of Alliance, because PA doesn't really deal with a Timbersaw that becomes very far ahead of him. And in fact, you have a real difficult time even touching him. Where's the magic damage from the side of Final Tribe outside of the Kunkka combo and maybe an Underlord Q? And I expect we'll see a Holy Locket on the Timber again.
Yeah, I want to see it.
It's so
Yeah.
strong in this game. I actually think that item makes the hero possibly just busted. Yesterday I saw Timber with 150 health regen per second. And he wasn't
Yeah,
even,
that's
he was
crazy.
like 4 slotted.
And Luna, if she gets behind, she has an easier time getting the stacks in the jungle
Yeah.
going, and she doesn't necessarily need that much other than her aura. She actually is really useful buffing up her teammates, something that PA
Yeah,
obviously
in
cannot
CIS region, I saw Luna's getting 2 points in Lucent Beam and just maxing other spells. You want to farm the jungle and then join a team fight.
Oh my god.
Most primary attribute as possible. Look at
Very
this
nice.
hero.
Yeah, very nice play from Boxy. Perfect spell placement.
Yeah. And the other thing about Luna is that you're not really a gold-dependent carry. Sure, you'd love to have an early Mask of Madness, but because of the build Mickey's going, you can see 2-3-1, maxing out those glaives right away. He's ready to rock and roll. He can farm jungle now freely. If you look at the PA, he needs a lot more gold or the benefit of like some Magnus or something to be able to effectively clear creep waves. And it's going to mean that Mickey shoots out ahead of him as this game progresses. But that Deso timing, got to watch and wait for that because that's when PA will really become a threat. But does anything threaten Boxy? That's the question.
So in terms of disables, they don't really have too much either to threaten Boxy. They got the X
Well,
mark.
the X is pretty good, and with the Underlord's Pit,
Yeah.
But
that's the only thing they have,
but
right?
The problem is, like, even if they had a lot of disabled, they just don't have the damage. It doesn't, I feel like it doesn't really matter how long you hold down this Timber Saw. You just don't have the items or the means to kill him at this stage. It's just so huge. He's gonna pick up the plate mount.
Yeah. And more importantly, I think that Alliance is so much more comfortable with this setup where where Boxy and Mickey are going to be the ones actually clearing waves and securing the late game, and Koif is free to play more of this space-making initiator type hero. And he's already got a Shadow Blade to go with that double bracer. He's had a great time, and he can just play with this Timber now. I'm pretty sure PA dies in a combo if he's able to land a stun, but
I just don't see who this PA is killing this game for a very long time because of the way that Alliance have drafted this mass beef that's able to group up, go down lanes, and make it very hard for this PA. You know, Frosty's desperately trying to find the farm for a Battle Fury so he can eventually get himself in the game. It's just going to come at TFT a little faster than they can actually bring it to Alliance themselves. There's Alliance with the 2K lead at the moment. Boxy and Qualifier very much at the top. The Mask of Madness picked up for Mid-K, so able to clean up a little Ancient stack.
He's going to try and get the double stack.
Oh.
Will he get it?
Oh, he got it. He's got it. Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got it.
The value.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, bear in mind, he just got a kill, the PA did, and he's been farming lanes, yet Mickey is about to even up the net worth, and it's just the product of how well you can farm a jungle as a Luna. And we talk about easy to execute lineups. I feel like Alliance is right up that alley. And they're just going to shove down top lane.
Yep.
They're two big beefs. Mickey just farming the triple camp. No fear.
Seems like TFT wants to play this super late game, just drag the game as much as possible. PA is building towards Battle Fury. They want to get the items up on Underlord as well. We still didn't see a successful combo from Kunkka. They're kind of playing really passive right now, but they're going to lose a lot of their towers, and it also opens up the Roche for Alliance, considering that PA is going for Battle Fury, so her damage output is going to be really low.
Oh no, they're going to catch the Timber up top of the X, but just kidding.
Perfect timing with the chain. Boxy able to pull himself away from the combo after he gets dragged back. Bottom lane, Alliance, they find themselves the big one. They get Frost. They knock that PA back even further.
You can't afford to miss your X-Torrent combo in 2018. It's almost 2019 if you want to play pro. I mean, this is the second time already in this game, and the Alliance is going to punish that.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
swapped.
she's got
I think that's the right move. I've seen yesterday
I
I
think
saw
now.
the Complexity PA go Deso instead of Battle Fury, and I just didn't like it at all. You fall off.
I think especially when you like the only Frost knows the only way that they can get back in this game if they keep it going long enough to get active with the battle Fury. Like they're not going to get kills at this point.
Exactly. It's like you just need to be able to clear waves. You can't play a carry in 2018 and not be able to kill creep waves because the other team just sees that and realizes they actually have no pressure. You can ensure that you never take a disadvantages 5-on-5 and you outfarm the whole game.
I have to disagree on you with this one. I think Alliance could be able to close this game in next 5 to 10 minutes. Open up a Roche, group up as
No,
5.
I think they definitely can.
I agree.
I'm just saying it's TFT's only way.
Yeah,
items,
because
yeah.
PA is not gonna have damage with just the raw Battle Fury.
But Adesso wouldn't help, and it would mean that the clock is removed. Like, you're all in on the 10% chance you can fight Alliance, and if you don't, like, you just lost because you're not going to scale.
No, I think like already this game is like. Can we have? What does Dota Plus think about like the Lunar drafts? It doesn't.
Yeah.
See, for me, it feels much more like this is like 70+% Alliance, maybe even 80. Just the way that they're playing and the fact that this PA is sort of out of the game. I'm going to try and jump in onto Boxy.
Oh, no.
And they kill him though.
Oh, he's so fast.
He's out of there. He's going to have another chain to get out of the shards.
Yeah.
They can't kill him. They can't trap him down.
They need
A
to find a different target. They
Yes.
should just
Yes.
try not to get Timbersaw involved.
A tip for the players at home: when you have a Timbersaw, you want to avoid him. He is the grizzly bear. Okay, you don't mess with him. You just try and take out his friends in the forest.
Double damage.
Yeah, that's not a Yogi Bear. That's a
Yeah, exactly.
grizzly bear.
Wait,
Yeah.
is Yogi Bear not very scary?
No,
Oh.
Yogi Bear just wants what's in your picnic basket. He doesn't want your blood.
What about Yogi Bear's little helper? Wasn't he the one?
Boo
that's
Boo
the
Bear?
evil
Boo Boo
mind?
Bear?
Boo Boo Bear.
Boo Boo Bear.
Boo Boo Bear. Well,
He was the one that
Unfor-
was the brain behind it all.
you know, we talk about cosplaying in Dota 2. I actually think Frost right now looks a little bit like Boo Boo Bear because he's not going to do any damage whatsoever to anyone on Alliance.
Did they ever do a Yogi Bear Flintstones crossover?
They should have.
They should have.
Dire's middle tower
They weren't set in the
It's a
same.
great Halloween
were they
costume
weren't in the
idea.
same. Were they in the same timeline?
They were not in
No.
the same
No.
timeline because in Flintstones there were no picnic baskets. And no cars. With
There were
picnic
cars.
They had cars.
Flintstones.
They had
They
cars
had
in the
cars.
Flintstones.
Yeah, but not with
Yeah, but
engines.
I'm pretty sure a
Dabba-doo.
ranger had a car in
Rolled
Boo Boo
on.
Bear as well.
That's the greatest tagline.
You can't say that.
What do you mean?
Yabba dabba doo.
Why not?
It's copyrighted. You're gonna
towards
get.
cavemen.
That's true. I wouldn't want to appropriate their culture.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Hans gun. The glove is there to catch the gank. Alliance will take that kill. Most likely going to be unable to find another, but I love the positioning. This is how you want to use your smokes. Not only do they place vision, but they're going to surround this tier 2 tower. And
Oh, he's got an X on him. Bye bye.
They
No,
placed
he's
that
fine.
vision
He's
right
fine.
next to his
Oh, he's
sentry,
silenced
though.
now. He's fine. The time of
he is good. That hero has 2,400 health with armlet up, Owen.
Dire's
Yep.
bottom
And,
tower is under attack.
Yeah, the bracers.
Still a decent timing on a Battle Fury. You have a hero who can defend the high ground. You have an Underlord. He can also split
Yeah.
push a little bit if needed.
I just, again, like, imagine if you had a Deso and they tried to take a fight, then lost it. The game would just be over. But now, you know that the way Dota works right now, the pace is slow. And you can trust that you will at some point have the time. And yeah, Holy Locket next. That's gonna be
I
sick.
love the item on Timbersaw.
Yeah.
Like new Bloodstone feels so shitty. I don't know. It feels like you're wasting 5,000 gold for
Oh.
nothing. You can buy so many different items.
Yeah.
He has a Lotus Orb, so he can remove if there's a Spirit Vessel, dodge some spells as well. I really like it.
Yeah, I do too.
Are scanning.
It also gives you some initial armor if you're starting a fight against a PA, so
Yeah.
you don't have, what, 4 armor.
And that's something you got to be concerned about is that if you don't pick up that early armor item, a PA that finds you at a blur
Yeah.
might just kill you in a couple crits. I think this is the right decision. I also like that when I don't like that Bloodstone rush anymore. It's just not as value. The mana regen isn't as high as it used to be.
I
And
don't
it's
like
much better to just
Bloodstone
have that
at
early-
all. I don't think
Mhm.
the hero should buy this item.
Now, if you go Holy Locket and
Yep.
Lotus Orb, you have armor, you have magic resist,
And-
you've got
and-
extra bonus on your regen.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
then you
such a
can build
ridiculous
into
combo.
either Aghanim Scepter or Sheeva's Guard, whatever you feel like.
I can see it. And look at Mikkei's net worth, by the way. Remember, he was jungling at level 5.
No,
but
I mean he's.
he-
But he's
Yeah.
been. They never. You know, he's been totally uninterrupted. He's
Yeah.
just had all the space in this area of the,
Yeah,
in
this
the
is,
world.
Look, this is the area of the map I've dubbed the Masturbatorium because all you got to do is sit in here, relax, enjoy yourself, have a good time. When you come out, you're going to be fully satisfied, and that's exactly what Mickey is
No, I
doing.
mean, I
He's going to be 10K net worth in 20 minutes.
I don't know what TFT do this game. I was like, where are the answers?
Alliance is gonna get 2 BKBs up, probably gonna go for Roche and just try to take the tier 3 towers.
Like I really feel like when you're drafting against Alliance, you don't want to let them have this sort of Luna plus Bruisers lineup, like because they've worked something out that just fits this patch perfectly, and they're smashing games with it.
And I like the decision Alliance has made. They're abandoning the bottom area of the map, and they're taking possession of the top Radiant Shrine. I've talked about this over and over for the last couple of months, but you'll always see these top teams in that area of the map because it forces Roche. As long as you control this, they'd love to get that D ward off, and then they can safely Roche, knowing that they'll have full control and vision of TFT if they try and invade. And they do have that one ward on the high ground, you can see. It's a very confident Roche, right? Because they don't have just control of the pit, but of the entire area within a bubble about 2,000 units wide.
Yeah, it's totally free Roche for them.
Alliance TFT has a really good anti-Roche / Roche lineup, but they can't fight Alliance right now.
I mean, because surely, I'm going to see them come down here to hold this and look for kills. They're going to go for Jonas and Van. Do they have the damage before he's going to be brought out by the ult? That's the question. They will not. He's got the mech. He's fine. He's able to burst in to heal himself and get back to safety. But the Roshan will be taken. Mickey's got the Aegis on top of the BKB. There is a pipe ready for the Underlord, so they do have the defensive capabilities. Alliance are good to push. Quakefoot on the hunt for Chessie.
Oh, they killed Insania in the mid lane. He was way out of position there. And the key for both teams is going to be ignore the beef and get to the fillet.
Yeah.
All right? So you got to take out the carries. Ignore the Timber, ignore the Underlord, who, by the way, is a very underrated late game hero. Just because of your ability to get out with that Uber service to ensure that you don't lose some seriously bad team fight. And in addition, look at that. He's almost going to have Greaves and to go with the pipe. That's a lot of damage mitigation when you consider no one on Alliance is really capable of purchasing those items. It's going to be a big advantage. That represents like 1,000 health per player on his team.
Not if he's alone.
Jesus. There's some right here.
Okay, Timbersaw, by the way, though, it does that. I
Box is
forgot. Pure damage,
Yeah.
folks. Armor, magic resist, it don't mean nada.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, look at this Sage from Timbersaw.
Oh.
Destroying the tower. What
Look at the
talent
health
did he go
regen.
for?
Radiant's
Has he got
middle
one?
tower is under attack.
70,
Good luck, folks.
78.
Dire's
Oh.
bottom tower is under attack.
Why? Why did it go from 77 points to 78 points? Is that just the one stack? Oh, he leveled up. There we go.
Radiant's middle
That's the
tower is
answer.
under attack.
There's a quick quiz.
Radiant's middle tower
He's doing
has
good
fallen.
budget Panda stuff. Just trying to force a move.
Budget
Well, look-
Panda.
Yeah, I
They're
mean,
high
when
ground.
Panda uses a split, he's just...
Oh!
PA has BKB.
Base race!
Luna will win this with the DK, but keep in mind, PA's doing a lot of damage back there.
Base
He's
race!
winning. That's the change of
Blightstone.
the talent.
Oh!
Yep. She can jump to the creeps as long as they don't die. To
Dude,
get
they
their crack
cancel
speed
some
going.
TPs here.
They've gotta
And
get
no
this
tier 3
The
tower
base
down on that
race.
side. The base race actually has PA doing...
TFT won the
more
base
damage at the
race. They
moment.
got a tier 3.
Oh, they don't
didn't
have a
lose
Centaur
one.
now.
Oh. Kill the egg.
Oh, they're
BKBs
BKB,
are
and
out.
they're just killing the
Oh,
egg.
they're just going to kill everyone now, aren't they? Just hit them, Mick.
Oh my
hit
god,
them.
Frost. He still has ulti on Luna along with the Aegis. Boxy is full HP.
Oh. They're trying to get back him with the Eclipse, but Mickey, he's sort of eclipsed inside the trees. He can't get out to do
That's
any damage with it.
Yeah,
I
he
feel
was
like
just trying to get on top of Frost PA, but wasn't able to land.
That was a final try victory, if you ask
for
me.
You got a
Look
tier
at the net
3.
worth that Frost got
Yeah.
off that.
That is crazy.
He got like 5 creep waves and a tier 3 tower all by himself,
What
and all of a
full
sudden,
Greaves.
this is why you buy Battle Fury, folks. It's an investment in your future. All right,
Wow.
start saving money, not for college, but for life. You want to be able to take that vacation, but don't do it when you're 25. Do it when you're 80.
What?
When you're done working.
No, dude.
Yeah, what are you gonna do on a vacation when you're 80? Shit
I
in
just-
diapers.
I just saw a news article saying that the average lifespan had to be recalculated because it went down, the life expectancy, because there's so many young people dying early. So you don't want to wait.
You know why they're dying? Oh shit! The snowball after the Lotus. Is that gonna save him?
Yeah.
Is
The snowball Lotus
Timber is
actually bought him time.
Boxy.
The
Final trap's
snowball-
out.
The snowball saved his enemy.
Wait, did you read
with that Lotus play?
entire article? Do you know why?
No, well,
the young
I
people
saw
are
the
dying?
I saw the highlights. I think it's mostly suicide and
Yeah.
drugs, right? Sorry.
I mean, when
That's not a laughing matter, Sheever.
no, it's
Jesus.
the change.
No, when-
those sort of stats. It's always you got to remember it's inflated by the fact that we are just much better at collecting stats nowadays.
That's true.
So we don't
True.
know. You know that's always such a huge factor when you hear these things. Oh, nowadays more people stick chocolate up their bum than they did 20 years ago. Well, 20 years ago we weren't going around checking who was putting, a dairy milk up their bottom.
That's very good.
I
Thank you
love
for
you, Owen.
clarifying. That's a very
Never
good
knew
point.
that.
It's how we collect the data.
And that is important,
Yeah.
and it leads to a greater point, which is that statistics lie. In fact, it's a fact that about 70% of all statistics are just pulled out of one's bum.
Like that one.
Dairy milk in, stats out. Don't trust what people say. Most
Back
of
to the
all,
game.
me.
We're pushing the base. Can they? Oh, they don't have Chessie for 20 seconds still.
Yeah, no buyback.
So, Lions
Frost is
should-
still pushing bottom.
And they should be able to grab at least the racks.
He's TPing now. He's got the Deso.
Yeah, sell his
Oh, he's so
tangos.
close.
Sell his
Oh, he
tango
sold
for
his
5
tangos,
gold.
but it wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough.
Sell a Wraith band. No, JK, don't do that. It's the most
Can't
broken
do
iron
that.
Will
in
he
the game.
have
Can't
it in
do
5
that.
seconds? Is the question. I don't think they're gonna.
He
try
doesn't
to
have the death, so he's 10 gold short.
They got it.
There we
they
go.
got
What
it,
did he?
they got
Wait, what did he get?
Oh, boxing.
Radiant's
They have
bottom
no
tower
stuns,
it.
though.
Radiant got a tower up top. That's
Oh,
how
the
it got
tier
them.
1 tower that the creeps got gave him the money for the death, so good job, creeps.
Will they actually be able to do the damage? Looks like
Oh,
no.
Tiger!
4-man
The
stun.
4-man hoof stomp. And
Look
now
at
the
Eclipse.
Eclipse. They're coming in, Alliance, ready to look for the cleanup. But Chessie Box, the BKB, tried
Thanks,
to stab the
Dad.
cleave, but they've lost the egg. The Phoenix is dead. 70 seconds without the Phoenix. They do get the X mark onto Tiger, dragging him back. He's going to have hoof stomp again. Can he get it out? Yes, he can onto the two of them, but the snowball saves there. He tries for the double edge, but he's already dead. They've lost 2 on Alliance. TFT
Greaves.
only lose 1.
The Grieve Aura kept him alive there.
50%
That lows,
miss
that's the
chance.
auto attack did like no damage. You get so much regen and armor just by being near the Underlord when you're low HP. But will it matter? Because the damage output of the Kunkin Underlord just isn't there.
I think Luna's had enough. She's gonna buy an MKB.
Yeah, you got to get
Yeah,
him.
I agree. I like it.
Like, they can keep her alive.
can-
They just need to they need to make sure they can finish off these
I
kills.
love the item build too. You see a lot of Lunas get greedy. Some of them go this like Sanj and Yasha build. Sometimes Manta. I like that he even skipped the Yasha just for
Yeah, he's
mask,
gonna disassemble
Pike,
it.
BKB. So
Or
important
not.
that he was
Oh.
able to get that item up fast and look back to the Ancients.
Just farm that little, what is he, 100 gold, and he's got MKB.
Yep.
Now
Okay.
we have it.
What's the road to victory for a final tribe?
Well,
More items on PA.
More
and they need
items on
pick off.
PA.
They need a couple pick offs and they need to contest the next Roche. It's Aegis, really. If you get an Aegis on TFT, this game is equalized. Dota Plus, probably like 73% favor of Alliance. Am I right or am I right? I'm always right. And that Aegis makes it 50. It's
And
one
that's another
mistake.
stats.
It is good Dota. This is for the major qualification. The 2 best teams out of Sweden. What? Wait.
She's laughing about always right part, I think.
All the stats, yeah. There's some of these facts, there's
80
some of these stats that are just
80% of the time, I'm right 100% of the time, which is as good as every time. Sheeves.
and at the same time, you said that 70% of the facts were of the stats were
Yep.
wrong.
Add up 70 and 80%. What do you get? That's right, 150.
And that's another one, ladies and gentlemen. All right,
Anyway.
Alliance is doing pretty well. They have to just maintain their league. We saw them earlier lose a tier 3, so they can be caught off guard. They have to just shape up,
Back to you, Owen.
play tight.
yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard, this hold for TFT. As long as they could get Frost on top of the Luna.
What?
But that's, that's what they have to do. They have to try and make sure they can take Mickey out of the fight before his team comes in. Just has the control required for Mickey to just do the damage. His bottom lane, they're having to respond to this bit of a split push coming in from Jonas and Fan, but Jonas and Fan's already out of there. Lotus Snowball buys some
No,
time
you.
for Boxy, as he will return towards Handskin. He's got the timber chain down to the low ground though. Perfect angle will save him as Boxy gets himself away. Torrent's going to be off the mark. Tiger does it to be a little bit careful too, as Alliance are now split up.
This Lotus Snowball is great.
He can't die on Timber, so
No.
he has 2 ways to dispel this
Yeah.
Spirit Vessel,
Yeah.
dodge the combos from Kunkka, And he's going for heart now.
Heart. I like it.
With
More
boost of
status
regen.
resist.
And what's the regen
It doesn't
boost
give
you get?
status resistance, it
No,
gives
it's the
magic
boosted-
resistance.
And it gives was it 50% extra regen? No, on the new passive, like the constant 50% on. Yeah, 50% extra on your regen.
And that
Oh my
doesn't.
God.
Yeah, there's a holy locket on top of that as well.
I love this.
That will
this
amplify the
This
amplification.
is a crazy build on Timber. I saw Moo the first game. By the way, EG got 2-0'd yesterday.
Yes.
Facts. Those are some real facts. They got smacked. Marched out of the army, straight into the major. Big part of that, the Moo Timber in game 1. And he went a very similar build.
Oh,
shit.
Tiger's in with
Woo.
the 3-man hoof stomp. They're going in with Qual. The Tiger's falling low. He'll try and get himself away with the Stampede. He's still alive for now. Frost falling
Frost.
incredibly low, but he's going to keep himself alive as he jumps forward to Insania, but finally falls. Mickey's got the damage to bring down the PA as there's no buyback on Frost. Dead for 80 seconds. Era being chased down by Boxy. He's got the Timber Chain to keep himself on top of Chessie and Era. The Dragon Tail from Quaifa's there, along with the Eclipse to ensure they have the damage to bring down the Kunkka. As Alliance
Boxy's
take
still
the 2
chasing.
cores.
He's
They'll
got him.
still find Era potentially. He's got the Supernova.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Right click? And you know that's a play. He's found the counter.
That's gonna say. Era will get out, but they've lost their 2 cores, TFT, and Roshan goes once again to Alliance. Mickey with the Aegis.
87
That brings
right
up
now.
to about 87% win for Alliance.
I think Dota Plus
It
is
What?
hasn't
Dota
updated
Plus
yet.
is
It hasn't
lying.
updated yet.
I think there are a bunch of Alliance haters. Like, this is definitely a more
Only
than a
one of these-
74%
Do it again.
game.
Refresh it.
This is like, it absolutely is 80 close to 90%. Look at what Alliance is doing. How is this only 74%,
I think
Gabriel?
because it takes all the stats in mind.
I
with
mean,
all
to
the
be
things,
okay,
right?
it likes PA, isn't it?
It does like
It
PA.
sees PA.
Yes.
It's like, all right, this hero wins a lot of games, so obviously the
Do you
PA
see-
team must win.
Do you see how long he was stunned? How long is the stun on Grimstroke's E? Jesus! 3.8 seconds?
Yeah.
What?
It's very long. Yes.
Why would...
Yeah, that's a Grimstroke right there.
That
One of the
is
reasons why he's
insane.
banned out or picked most of the time. I feel like TFT only accomplished killing
Double damage rune.
Grimstroke and Centaur if he's caught out of the position. I think 3 cores of Alliance didn't die for the past 15 minutes.
Yeah. I think Insania has given his body up for his team. And other than that, no one is punished. And they're just going to walk down mid now. Timber can show, but oh god, they're just going to find Hanskin, aren't they? Hello.
So TFT's got to bail on this.
Secret 1 game 1 of Liquid versus
What a
Secret to the outside.
surprise when Liquid played Miracle Techies that they lost. It's as if the game doesn't even matter. G8? No, he didn't. All right, well, there
G8's
we
the
go,
poor
ladies
man
and gentlemen. That's what Liquid
We
think
popped
about
the
those seeding
Satanic and
games.
just literally zones the entire team of Alliance. Well, you gotta be careful though. I don't want him to see him die 2 out of position. There you go. That's fine. No stacks right now on the Boxy Timber. He's gonna have to tank tower a bit.
Oh, there's still an Aegis on Mickey. He's taking a lot of damage there. He might get
Dagger.
burned.
He's dead to the dagger.
Another phase begins.
That was without using any big spells. That pit's gonna go down in just a moment. Boxy at max armor stacks now. He can get in deep, and Mickey is just gonna start beating on that melee racks. This is the
Yeah.
power of Luna.
Get the
Qualifier
bounces
still
up.
has his BKB available as well if he needs to. And maybe we're going to see him use
I
it
don't-
now.
Oh,
Oh,
shit! The Satanic though. Oh my goodness gracious. No BKBs left on the court.
Player crushing this. This one
Yeah.
looks to be pretty close to,
Check the Dota
being
Plus
over.
win percentage.
as Gaben realized. Oh, he's ready.
87.
87. There it
87.
is. That's the number.
They just needed to take racks first.
Yeah, I think
And
that
a
might just be
dieback
it.
or a PA and an Underlord
It's
without
again, it's just
buyback.
Alliance just getting these drafts, this play style that they're really solid with.
Yeah.
I think 2 of the big ways we've seen them play is when they do their PA lineups or when they do Luna plus a bunch of beefy strength heroes. It's
Yeah.
something that Alliance is so good at, and I think when you're drafting against them, you have to be aware of this. And obviously, the TFT have had a lot of games to play. Maybe they just haven't seen this and they haven't realized that this is what Alliance is so damn strong with.
They probably only have seen Luna last split. And this was a 4th pick
Oh, yeah,
Luna,
GG.
so there was
It's
no
cool.
chance to
Game
buy
one
it.
goes
I
to
think-
Alliance.
I mean, you guys were all surprised by the last pick Timber as well because the 4-position Centaur. They assumed it would be a Boxy hero. They banned Oracle.
They banned
They're
Oracle.
expecting a 5.
Yep.
And Alliance is like, no, we're going to actually pick an incredible 10th pick here. And I think their draft is great for a couple of big reasons. I think in this meta, this, obviously it's a fresh patch, but when your two supports can function as a pair and land kills, especially in the laning phase, like, that's insane. But not only that, they're both independently capable of shoving lanes.
Yeah.
So when together, you're finding a kill. When apart, you're not just dead space on the map. You're going to be able to pressure and get things done. And I just love what they lined up. As you said, multiple strength heroes. Nobody dies.
I want to see this kind of a lineup with Luna when someone builds into Guardian, Greaves, Crimson, and the Pipe, like the efficient HP plus the extra one from Luna.
Yeah.
It feels like you have 1.5k extra HP with those items.
It couldn't set it better. I mean, when maxed Aura, I think Timber was getting 30 bonus strength, right, from the Luna Aura.
Yeah.
Then he had the 15 strength talent.
Yeah.
Then he had a Holy Locket. I mean, he's walking around with what had to be like 60% magic resist, 150 HP regen.
And just all the regen in the water.
What do you do? Like, this hero I haven't seen lose in a game like that.
I think it's the perfect draft as well in a meta where people are doing these PA lineups, where as we're seeing, you can crush it. And the PA it's a good hero, and Frost is one of his best. This is something that TFT are very comfortable with, but Alliance are showing TFT that they have to try something else against their lineup.
We're going to continue seeing these teams explore their options as we head into the second game of the series very soon. Of course, a decider match for which one of these two teams will make it to the major.